before we start breaking it down, I want to go over some words that you might not know, like match cuts and movement match cuts. Match cut is when you match a shape or position of two objects in adjacent scenes, which makes the transition between those scenes feel seamless. A movement match cut is similar to a regular match cut, but it keeps the momentum of the movements that are happening in the scene as well, and that's like the backbone of what you see in all of flow edits, is they're doing movement match cuts in order to seamlessly move between these clips. And so I'm going to be showing you this breakdown that I did of Mira's edit, and then I have some other clips from me on stream telling chat about some other edits that have other examples of either match cuts or movement match cuts or just other techniques as what other people do. So yeah, like if I go through this edit, right, there's some things I don't think you guys would catch. For example, the way that you do like smoother transitions is if you combine elements from the previous scene and the next scene in it, and it just makes the transition nicer. For example, I guess like that would be an example, like just even one frame of having this here but having that there, it makes it blend more seamlessly, especially for these fast transitions. But even this next scene, right, you have elements that are in this scene, but then he zooms in and those elements are still there blending into the next scene. So stuff like that will really, like, I don't know, it helps the flow or just like cohesion. And then, okay, say for here, right? When he slides the next scene, she's okay. When he does a blend, so he blends the scenes again. But he also he chooses a scene where she's looking up and she's looking to the left, and that movement is like a nice extra secondary movement when you do a slide, and it goes like that. And he does the same thing for here. So when he pulls her face up, he pulls Sumi up with a slide, but he also uses the Twix movement that follows the same direction of the transition to like help reinforce that movement. And he does the same thing here. Hand going to the left, and then I think from this, Sumi to the left, and then his hand to the left. Zoom out. He also uses bars to like guide your eye to the middle. And does the next scene, and then I don't know what it does here. She matches cuts where she is on the screen here with her next position here. Here, he transitions to this scene, blends the scenes together. He has the next scenes that are popping in here, and then another movement, new scenes, same positioning, and then match cuts there. So that it's just a nice way to seamlessly go between different stuff. And then this is the more crazy part. So he has this scene, right? He kind of ups the gain a little bit. And so for the most part, the darkest part of the scene, or where there is the most contrast in the scene, is usually where you look. So you're kind of drawn to her face right now. And also because you're usually drawn to her face because you usually look at eyes of people in the edits. So you're looking there, but then he match cuts where she is in her hair to where she will be over here. It's like the point of contrast is moved, but it's all the same. And it just feels super smooth, as well as other elements that he did. For example, he tinted the background to be blue, which matches the next scene or the vibe of the next scene. So it's just another way to blend scenes together with that, and also bringing in the background element of this pole that in the scene here. Bam, and does it again. Watch, bam, same thing. And then this part is cool as well, because like he masks out the end, and then when he zooms in, he actually moves. It's not just zooming into this area, because you would just zoom into this little part here. He moves Cheezer to the left and this guy a little bit to the right. Get that, and it just feels good, especially when she's moving her head towards you. I don't know. It's just the stuff that I notice. Like I don't know if that's you guys consciously think about stuff like that, but yeah. I mean, that's like those techniques that I described are like also the techniques that kind of go with flow. Basically, match cutting movements and match cutting the places of where people are in the scene, but also the movements. Flow in vibe is underrated on God. I mean, the same thing is done. Like, I mean, like Beetle was really the one that really helped me understand it better, because he does it in his edits. I mean, like a little bit here, like left, right, here. You're still looking here, and he's still moving things back in space. He's match cutting the places where the flowers are, where versus where she is. Like this is a match cut here. He's here, and then the flowers take to her space, and then do whatever. Like right there, he match cuts where he is here. Match cuts to his face. Match cuts to her face. That all that stuff like helps just like make your edit like more viewable. Like, oh, why is it so smooth? Like, you don't even, for me, I don't think, if no one told me that, I would have never have noticed that by myself. I would have never. I mean, over here, that's what like flow edits do. But like, I couldn't do flow for the longest time. Like for the most part, it's going like left and right. Left, right. If you focus on where the main character is, left, right, here, there. All the stuff is match cutting between each other. That works. Even if it's like flashing a bunch, like that's, you saw where my mouse was. For the most part, it was in the same place where the viewer was able to look. But the main focus stays in the middle. Not all the time, but I would say most of the time. See, like here, you go, the motion goes up and your focus here, and then it goes down. So now you're focused down here. And then for some reason, I think I transition to the side, and then now you're over here, and the momentum is going to the right. Now it's going to the left, and then the left, she hits him, and then whatever the fuck this is. And then I remap it, going backwards, but she's also there. See, even in the blurriness, remap it there, and then she's moving to the right, moving to the left. Then we're moving outwards, match cutting this down. Just match cut wherever the impact was here. That's where the middle of the spin was. And then now moving towards you, moving to the right, down, and then to the left. And then whatever this was, I had to fill it in. It's just guiding our eyes crazy good with the motion of the subject. That's basically what it is. And you can do that with vibe style, and it helps even more. I didn't even notice all that. Well, I made this edit, so I know every, intention I had with this. But yeah, that was that. Like the more I think you can put into that, I think the better it is. Like I don't do it all the time, but when I do, I'm like, yeah, that looks good. Like for example, this edit, like most of it is like this stuff here, but this part, okay, you're looking here, the movement's in. Before that, like the movement, like you're zooming in, but then he raises it, so it kind of feels like you're moving towards something. Movement in edits is so much more interesting. There's not a lot of movement in scenes. It gets a little stale. But here, I match cut between this to this, do a zoom out, move it like this. And then I force this scene to go down here, the match cut to where the flower was over here, and then do some sort of impact. Like that's the part of the edit I like. Even if it's not executed right, you can feel that. You can for sure feel that impact.